This conference will now be recorded.
Meeting is now being recorded. All right. It is 6 o'clock on this Thursday, May 2nd, 6 o'clock, and you are at the Porterford Parks Commission meeting. And with that, I am going to call this meeting to order. And we actually have Tidy, Kasurek, Ismita present, and myself. So that's a quorum. We have no commissioners online, I believe.
No.
So with that, we will do a pledge of allegiance. Allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. All right. Commissioners, additions to the agenda?
I think we need to add the Public Works request regarding our equipment.
So let's put that,
The old business?
All the stuff we
yeah,
loose ends.
that'll, so how about old 10C
Good for me tomorrow.
Public Works? Public Works
Not the
and
motor one.
Parks equipment.
The electric one.
Great.
Yeah, got it. I'll do it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
Thank you.
Heidi, you had something to add?
For old business, so we'll do, you had C, so let's do D.
Yep.
The horse arena folks from the Lily's Equine Rescue in Langlois really want to still replace all the fencing. They have the money, they have a contractor with a bid, and they just need us to pretty much approve it. So
Okay.
that she's gonna, so I'd like to talk about it.
Yep. That would be 10D.
Yeah, let's do D.
Commissioner Izmita, did you have anything you wanted to add to the agenda? No? Okay. All right, then we're just going to continue working our way down. E. Clampus Vitus Historical. Oh, where's this fall in things? Do we have any information here on?
Those guys that were
three?
gonna come in and do an entire thing, and we didn't have a quorum. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see anything.
they wanted to
on it.
place a historical marker regarding the port operations historically going back to the 1800s at the overlook overlooking the dock beach. My question to them that evening was going to be, why don't they place it at the port rather than at the park overlooking the thing? Thinking also of the police chase that ended there recently with somebody careening over the side. I would hate for them to fund a marker that is in a line of traffic for people going over the edge, but I don't know that they're planning to attend.
I think why don't we just table that since we have no representation?
well, it was
Yeah.
in the packet I think 2 months ago. You know what I mean? That we had it was something that came up, and
Okay.
then we didn't have a quorum that night,
Right.
and they
Gotcha.
showed up to present their whole thing.
I see.
So that's where this all stemmed from. What
Okay.
we'll do is let's get back to these people. We'll put it for sure on the agenda, invite them because we'll have a June meeting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's just and then because I have no problem with putting it where they want to put it or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, cool. Thanks for caring about Port Orford.
Item 4, Jane Davis. How come these things aren't?
Let me
Well,
make- let me
Jane's
make-
not on.
Let me make sure we don't have anybody
Yes,
attending.
I am on.
Hi, Jane.
Oh, there you are.
Thank you for joining.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so and I.
All right, so we have Jane online.
Awesome.
And we are talking, I guess, the next item is the dog training classes.
Yeah, her presentation that was in the packet.
All right,
I'm
give us a
trying-
moment to read this, Jane.
Sure.
So Jane, I got to read it, so I we'll talk.
Yeah, we're gonna take a 4 minutes and read through this real quick.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you at in Texas, Jane?
I was actually just north of Dallas in a little unincorporated town called, oh my gosh, I've forgotten what it's called.
That's fine.
Just outside of McKinney, which is north of Dallas.
Okay, up there by the Red River.
And not that far north, no. The unincorporated town was called Altoga. But back in the
Okay.
day, it used to have a post office. It's kind of like Denmark is today.
Got it. I have cousins in Dallas. I'm from Houston originally.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. And it's getting a little hot for me down there now. I'm finding
It's much too
the
hot.
weather here much more temperate here.
I agree.
So these classes were held last year.
Yep.
It says.
Yep. I remember the
Yes.
classes, and
Where do they do them at Buffalo?
in the ball field,
Oh, okay.
which was sort of nice because they also picked up after themselves. Usually we don't allow dogs in the ball field,
Okay.
try not to.
Right. Right.
But I noticed I went to the first one afterwards, like just as disc golfing, and then just checked it out, and there was no messes or anything else of, it was completely picked up and everything. So it seemed like it was a
Nice.
very good thing last year.
Yeah.
It's just with all the other stuff that's been going on city-wise, I know she's tried to get this done a couple times, but I'm glad we were able to get it on tonight to just give us the okay. I know that the city council side had talked about the indoorsness and limiting it not to the indoors.
Mhm.
Right.
There was a couple counselors that had voiced their concerns on it.
And in parks too. For
Yeah,
the
I know.
so,
Yeah, it was the parks too. So
Yep.
I know that it seemed really good that we were able to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
if I may just interject here, we do make it a requirement of the people attending the classes that they bring bags for picking up after their dogs, and if necessary, we will always have extra bags so that we can take care of any problems that arise.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that was my only
Right on.
concern, just because it's, a multi-useful area with all the, I know on Sundays, she's talking about Saturdays. I know that Sundays, the Porter for little baseball group's trying to get back together.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's on Sunday. So that even works out fine. If she's doing Saturdays and stuff like that, I'm totally fine with it.
We're gonna have to have Izumida for a quorum.
Do we need?
But
I'll go.
How many, Jane, how many hours on that Saturday or on these multiple Saturdays is the dog training event?
So it's an hour each week. It's a 6-week class, but the first week we ask people to come without their dogs so that we can get all of the information clear with them, so they know that they have to bring water for their dogs. They know that they have to have their dogs on leash. They know that they have to have pickup bags, and they know that they have to have treats for the dogs.
Okay, thank you.
it sounds like a great thing. I mean,
Yeah.
so we're just getting one of our commissioners had to duck outside with a child that's a little
Having a moment.
having a moment. So as soon as we have her, then we'll have the quorum that we need in order to actually make a formal decision. So sorry for
Thank you
slight
very much.
delay.
And as a dog trainer, I am familiar with the kind of situations that can arise when you are dealing with a slightly smaller life form.
Right. Yeah, no, this is great. I'm glad it went well last year, and I think she's coming. Yep, yep. Yeah, we'll do that.
I was like, even if he's screaming, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, let's
so we
get the
can move
both.
forward with this, and then we can go
Yep.
to the other stuff, and she can do the same thing.
Whew.
Oh, it'd be 2 years old again.
He got woken up
Yeah.
early from a nap. And
I know exactly how she feels right
he's
now.
not a happy camper. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. We could do the motion in the second and
Yeah,
the
I'd
discussion.
like to make a motion
and
to
then
accept
whatever-
the Beach Dogs Canine Behavior Consultants to use Saturdays at the park.
Okay.
Jan, do you have a specific dates you want to start this up?
Yeah, it's in here, June 24th to July 29th. It'll start.
Actually, that was last year. What we
Last
would
year.
like
That was
to
last
do this year.
This year, Is
Oh.
there any
Vicky,
specific dates you'd like to try to get this started off?
I would love to be able to start it on 25th of May, and then we would have the potential to do 2 or 3 rounds of classes
Tell you
before
what,
the weather
I'll just
turns
cue
ugly.
you to give a thumbs up or down if you want, and then we'll get the vote. There we go. We'll make it easy on you as possible. Thank you for being here.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there in person.
Oh, it's
No, that's okay.
fine.
So what were the dates again?
First class date to be 25th of May.
And then wrapping up around.
6 weeks
So
later.
6 weeks later, so mid-June, assuming that we get good weather every week. If
Right.
the weather is too bad, we will obviously not have the class that day and we'll extend a week.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a motion. I'll second the motion.
Cool.
So a second by Commissioner Thompson. And any further discussion?
Done.
None?
Nope, she has all.
Okay,
the
we
stuff.
can go ahead and vote. Commissioner Izamita is giving me a yes. Commissioner Pissarro?
Kutsuric, yes.
Commissioner Thompson, yes. Commissioner Tidy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this will be brought before city council then? Or do they not even need to?
Because
Okay.
she already has the insurance. She's already done it before.
Okay,
Just for this year and everything else. You know.
so it sounds like you're good to go.
That is fantastic. Thank you. I do want to clarify one thing. After we have done that class, if the interest is sufficient for us to run another one, starting, say, July, should I bring that back towards this to this commission?
In the June, yeah, just in the June mission, just come back with how it's going, and then that way we can try to, while the weather is good, we can try to get them done for, the foreseeable couple of months.
Thank you very much indeed. That's really great.
Thanks for
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Thanks,
It's
ma'am.
a need in the
Jane.
community. I'm glad we can
Great.
have it here.
As a bike rider, I like
Excellent.
well-behaved dogs.
Yeah.
As a dog lover, I like all dogs, but especially the well-behaved ones.
Ah, there you go.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
As a trainer, obviously, I like the badly behaved ones because that's what keeps me in business. But yes,
There you go.
There you go. Right on. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Minutes for March 7th. Item number 5. Let's see. Vote unanimously to approve. What is it?
Besides my name being spelled wrong again.
Sorry, Tidy. I have it right on this month's minutes.
You're fine. I'm not worried about it.
There's no spell check on Notepad.
Is the meeting mentioned slippery battle rock? Sir, 27 called for. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm not used to this font. It's like looking at
Yes.
military
Sorry, I
documents.
thought Joseph was gonna reformat it.
Oh, yeah. Looks like go, tell, da, da, da. Oh, I need to mention. Um, I will motion to approve the minutes as stated. Commissioner Tidy is a second. Any further discussion?
These are some sloppy looking minutes, but I'm
But
willing to accept.
I don't see anything that is glaringly
Wrong.
yeah. Okay, so Commissioner Izamita, do you accept the minutes as stated?
We'll give you a minute.
Yeah, you can take a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's a yes for Izumita. Commissioner Tidy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson is yes, and Commissioner Kacerek.
Yes.
Those minutes from March 7th are approved. Citizens concerned. Anybody want to speak as a citizen?
Nobody online, Mr.
And
Chairman.
nobody online. Thank you for that clarification. Item 7, Buffington Park host is not present, but do we have any updates on anything? We'll talk about the condition of the playground during your report, if that sounds okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
We'll figure it
I
out.
think you're good so far. Consent calendar, item 8. I don't, that is a table because I don't see one. Item 9, Commissioner reports, and Izumita, you are first on the docket. You want to share from the back section or?
I never let him hold that thing. So yeah, I mean, nails continue to hammer down the nails that are on the border line, the wooden edging, and they can kiss the wood rocks.
Okay,
There's continually nails working their way up,
okay.
things like that. I mean,
So if we pulled some of them and put screws in their place, would that
would be a good idea, yeah,
work?
'cause
Okay.
screws have more of that lateral strength.
Yep.
And the shear strength, for sure. I've been talking with the guys over at Public Works. They are ordering, they just got some new parts in for their pressure washer. They said that this next month will be a good window for water, for us to do some pressure washing. So, my goal is to get the deck of the A-frame, pressure washed, and then when we have the sunny weather, we can reseal it. And then get the basketball court pressure washed. Because when it's wet, it's slick.
Right.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I know the pickleball people would love us to pressure wash the tennis court too, but I don't have the bandwidth for that.
They'll take care of that. We've
We've
done it in the past, like
They'll do it.
once or twice a year. They haven't done it in a while.
And then we're talking about sanding and repainting the existing picnic tables. So that's
Perfect.
our goals over there.
Okay. Any update on because we did approve a contractor to rebuild, so
That went to city council.
it's a city council.
It went to city admin and everything, so we haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
Haven't finished.
I'm waiting on the, for the other end of that.
You mean the approval hasn't been finished? I see. Okay.
But Jerry contacted me. He's like, hey, he's ready.
He's ready.
I get it.
Whenever we are.
Okay.
Any other things to report?
Oh, my report, yeah, so, Rosaria, I don't know her last name. Williams, thank you.
Oh,
She would like to purchase a bench for her husband. She requested it be overlooking the baseball field.
do we still have a bench available?
One for the park, right?
We have one in the park that his mom,
Overlooking the playground.
yeah, and then where would we put the basketball field, the basketball courts?
No,
The
baseball.
The baseball guy.
Okay.
So I thought maybe between around close to the baseball court area.
Somewhere looking.
Like the outfield into the infield?
She said it's up to us, but that's what she would like.
I'll talk to her, 'cause she's
Yeah.
with you, when I see her with you
She's
hanging
on
out.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'll come,
Oh,
Wednesday,
there
you go.
I'll come talk to
Okay,
her.
and I said I could take the check and deliver it for her,
Yeah.
Is that Rose?
Rosaria, yeah.
Rosaria.
She's retired.
Oh, different person I'm
she
thinking of.
volunteers with us at the school.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
she's
think she's
amazing.
volunteers at the visitor center.
Nice.
And
That'd be great. I mean, provided we have the bench, right on. And then we'd have them all sold. So that'd be great.
I may have written some other things down. Oh, I do have the piece that broke off of the swing, so I can
No,
tell
just
Public Works
Public
guys
Works
to
to go
show
buy
them.
new ones, and then we can put it up there.
Yeah,
So we can
buy
replace all
4
four,
new
yeah.
ones, and then I'll go bug Public Works guys to bring a ladder over.
Mike, I'll talk to Mike tonight
Okay.
and just have him come talk. Are you working, or do you have the school tomorrow or no?
Not tomorrow, Monday. I'll do it Monday.
Okay, let's do it Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it Monday.
Okay. So do you want me to go buy the pieces?
No, we'll have the
Okay.
city buy them.
Okay,
That's
perfect.
the other thing.
Yeah. Other than that, I did do an outreach about markets in June, July. I'm gonna move forward with it. I don't know how much participation we have. Because, June, July, August, or July, August. Yeah, last weekend. Because of the wind factor, that dissuades a lot of people, a lot of vendors, an outdoor event. If they're like do artisan crafts and stuff, like the wind just blows everything off the table. So that's the feedback I've got about that.
Okay.
I do have one more thing. Anyways, I can't even remember all this off the top of my head.
Well, if you remember something, we can always circle back too. So
We've had the honor of interacting with people that use the horse arena.
Uh-huh.
And a veteran that she's been here for 30 years, she uses it fairly regularly. Her feedback was, please do not pull the grass. That's been something that they've done in the past to maintain the horse arena. Her feedback was, it makes it really dusty. And then when people come to events, they get completely dusted out. And her feedback was the horses do just fine on the soft grass, but it's.
You're talking about though in the arena?
Yeah.
Well, they plow and do all that. I mean,
They harrow it. And that's
yeah.
what they're supposed to do to be safe
For
for the horse.
the horse sake of the.
That was just what her feedback was.
I understand it. I understand.
Yeah.
She's not. I understand. I'm
Right.
glad she utilizes the horse arena.
There you go. There you go.
All right, that's all.
Okay. All right. Moving right along. 9B, Commissioner Kasurek.
I have four items
Okay.
to update the commission on.
Okay.
The very first is that I had a citizen reach out to determine whether or not a possible Port Orford T-ball league is something that the Parks Commission would support playing at the ball field. I said that's what the ball field is for. Once you have some interest from other families and parents to join us for one of these meetings, virtually or otherwise, we'd be happy to talk about it. Just let you know that we do have more interest in using the ball field, which I think is great.
Meteorites. Order for meteorites is who the club is here.
This is T-ball.
I'm just saying that's who the baseball group that's here in town. They call themselves the Meteorites.
Yeah, and Kim Nye has reignited.
That's the older kids. I think this is more for like the 5-year-old T-ball range. But this is Mike Baran called me to see if this is something that the Parks Commission might be supportive of. I said it's a public park with a ball field. I'm sure we'd love to have more usage. But it's still tentative. He's still trying to drum up interest, but I thought it would be worth reporting.
I think on that note, how about we just do a blanket statement that the Parks Commission absolutely supports any type of youth or adult endeavors that support healthy living.
Would you like
Can
me
we-
to post on the Facebook Buffington Park page for that?
Sure. So that's my,
You
can we by unanimous decision say that we are okay with such a message?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. Everybody supported that.
And I will
Yes.
follow up with Mike and maybe organize it with our school crew on a day party at the park to get
More kids.
Yeah.
there.
Apparently
I'm
the
gonna have Cooley anyway.
right. Apparently the T-ball kids are currently having to drive to Bandon for practice twice a week, and
Oh,
he would
wow.
prefer to obviously not do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the T-ball. I did get to install about half of the grip tape down at the slippery bridge before it started raining on me, and no longer would adhere properly. So I keep looking for. I have it in my truck right now, but whenever I'm down there, if it's dry, I would go down and see if it's dry enough to get it to stick. I got 16 feet of grip tape down. I have another 16 feet. I think I'm going to order one more roll and then put a little bit extra down. But as we move into the drier season, I should be able to finish that up.
Awesome.
And sorry, I'm having to both take notes about what I'm saying and say.
That's. Do you want me to switch with you real quick?
No.
At least it's not holding it now. That's the thing. This tape in the mud all day. I don't think that will freeze.
There you go. All right. The third item I have is Commissioner Izumito was kind enough to alert me that somebody had wrenched the windmill off its glued base, so I went and re-glued it.
Oh,
Um,
The top of the windmill is.
the wind vane,
That we've talked about either re-gluing it or
I'll
welding.
weld it on.
They just have to ring the weld.
Okay.
I talked about it. The wind gets wicked, and it really the thing to swap it back and
It's
whipped it off.
it's a novelty grade garden windmill. It's certainly not a Port Orford grade windmill. So.
Yeah. Gotta have industrial strength for Port Orford.
You guys could have waited till like this time of year and maybe relax a little bit.
You know,
It's okay.
it's going to be out there for a while. And then the last item I have is that I got a report from a member of the Port Orford Watershed Council that they did a little volunteer weeding at the bioswale next to the visitor center. They did not dig at all, and City Councilor Ann Velisis was in attendance to make sure that everything was on the up and up. So they volunteered a few hours of manual labor to keep weeds and plants down in the bioswale.
Cool. That
And that's the end.
That's it.
That's the end of my report. Thank you.
okay? So I am up, Commissioner Thompson. I've communicated with Commissioner Izumita that we are planning the pickleball tournament for the 4th of July events on the 6th. That's a Saturday, and we always pull power from the A-frame, and Commissioner Izumito is fine with that. So we look forward to that event. Number two, the gal, and I can't remember her name offhand, that came to talk about the steps, called me about 2 weeks ago. I didn't have much for her, and I'm not. I was frankly getting ready for a job, and I just said I can't talk about this right now. I'm sorry, but I think she emailed me. Anyways, just there was an attempt at follow up.
Okay.
Item 3. My mom actually gave the money for that bench. I think, do you know if they ordered the placard part for it? Okay, I heard some were, so I just have to follow up and find out if that was one of them. I had a good conversation with Melissa today, and the plan is for Mayor Pat Cox and our city administrator, Melissa Radcliffe, and myself to just kind of sit down and discuss the playground and future therein kind of thing. So it was a good conversation. As Tidy knows, there's a lot going on in the city, so we'll see. But
I've sort of laid off on her on like hounding her on stuff because I know
Yeah.
she's got a ton of other things that she got immediately hounded with, and it sounds like she's really been clicking off all those. So
Nice.
I'm in line now to like you're talking about like having a meeting. I'm in line now to bring all the parks issues up that we've been trying to do these last 3.5 years of being the parks administrator that seems really stifled. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
hopefully moving forward, and she's, with the kid mindedness of being, an old superintendent. So I think she's really supportive of us. We just got to get our foot in the door to make us.
The superintendent?
She was.
Yeah.
Like, dang, how do you do all that?
Yeah, no, not correct. I think that's the biggest I had at this juncture. So if I think of anything, I'll bring it up. Commissioner Samsel is not present. That brings us to, and that concludes my reports at this time. Commissioner Tidy, you're up.
The only thing I have is the 4th of July tournament is live to register online. We're going to do it on the 4th of July at 1 o'clock after the parade and everything else. Noon to 1 will be the meetup time, and it will be all about Port Orford for our tournament this year. So you get a water bottle with Port Orford Disc Golf Club logo on it this year, the towel, and a mini. And then everyone else, you'll bring your own disc this year instead of me providing a disc for you. So it's a challenge because everyone will have their own disc, and I'm going to have a little stamp on the bottom of each one's disc with a little UV so that I can inspect and make sure that they're throwing the right disc. So it'll be fun. And it looks like we're already going to have a lot of people for the 4th of July. So
Nice.
that's really all I've been working on, and that and the awards and everything else, trying to get everything squared away. So
Where's the car show going to be?
car show is awesome. 4th of July committee got with us at the city council, and it is going to be on the street where the post office is. What is that?
Oh,
7th Street.
Yeah.
7th Street, between right there, but in between those two right
are they
there.
going to block it off?
Yeah, they're going to block off the road.
Sweet.
It's on a
That's a great idea.
It's on a Thursday. The post office is going to be closed.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And we still have the alleyways to go through for the businesses to go to get your post office box and everything else. It was brought up at the last city council meeting, and I think that once they go through the proper right usage permit.
Yeah.
will approve it. So, yeah, so that isn't going to interfere with me at the disc golf thing. So that's where they're going to put it this year. No dust, no nothing. It's on the road.
So-
it'll probably be pretty big. So I'm sure they're probably going to overflow into. I can't say they'll probably go overflow into that one lot that's right there. So
So this year is pretty much everything going to not be at the park, but rather at Battle Rock?
a lot. It usually is at Battle Rock. There's not a lot of
Yeah.
stuff usually goes on at the park. I know
Right.
we've talked about it because of the wind issues, but they
Right.
haven't brought anything up to us
Okay.
about using the park this year for 4th of July, besides myself.
Okay, because I was planning on gearing up to like last year.
Yeah, last year they did.
They
a
haven't.
lot.
They haven't come to us yet. They haven't. I mean, they haven't broached it to me.
I can
Do
ask.
it by now.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
hope so.
I could see if there's any.
I know they've been
indication of
focusing,
that.
and a lot of stuff's been going that way too. You know what I mean? But that's great. So, and that works. For them with their. And I think they're gonna. It's
No.
1 to 4. I don't quote me. I think it's like 1 to 4 for their car show there.
Did they indicate that? Because even over there and visitor center and all that stuff, normally they still by now say something to us as park. So
Well, they've already got
hopefully
their stuff
June-
approved. They've already got their money approved and everything else.
Okay.
Unless they've come to us, yeah, June was gonna be a little late. The next meeting would be really late.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Jen. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm
Jen-
surprised.
Jen usually always is on. She watches these meetings when we put them online. So
I see.
I'll get with her.
Yeah, no, I think
get
it's
it.
great.
It's central. I like when we had all the food trucks there and you had the dunk tank and some other things there, and it does sometimes stink being how windy it is, but that's just the nature of the beast living on the coast. So.
And I think it worked well when they actually shut everything down, because there was one year that they were going to do half, and then it's like, that's not going to work. So they just shut it all, and
It was more for the parking issues. That was
Right.
all the parking issues. The reason why they tried to do it.
Could walk from there to.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just that for disability parking. That was the only reason why they had left that one part open. So, yep.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready for the June. I've just been going to the park and weed whacking and everything else. City Public Works hasn't been down a couple hands, so I just go over there and help out and been weed whacking and doing the park maintenance.
Nice.
Stuff like that. So that's something I'd like to bring up with Melissa too, is the park host. And she actually brought something up too, because she wants to go over what the park host duties are, what exactly what all.
Oh yeah.
And that's what happens
yeah.
when we have a new city admin, is going through all the check marks of what and what
Yeah.
and our actually what he is supposed to do for what he gets in return.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because none of us know, and I've asked for 3.5 years, and I've always got a different answer. So, yep,
For
that's
being,
it.
For being like eyes on the ground.
Yeah.
Nothing's really getting done.
Besides
And
trash.
Yeah, I'm not around when that
So, well, the
happens.
trash, you never see
Yeah.
trash overflowing in the park. So he does the trash cans.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that the trash cans have to be emptied because they will overflow it. They overflow when people in town abuse it and throw their household trash there.
So I do have a
Oh.
report about that.
Oh, please, because actually I was just going to ask a
We-
question about that.
There's a
So,
woman who comes every day, just about, and dumps her trash.
so we had voted to have some signs that
No dumping.
expressed no household
It's we'll have an ordinance. There's an ordinance too for it.
and
It is
and a
illegal.
So I know
cited
we need
ordinance.
to. So we'll talk to Public Works too. It's
Would
happened.
you like me to identify the woman?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get a license plate number.
Yeah.
Claire knows her. She gave me a name yesterday.
Okay.
So I'll talk to
We'll
Claire
just-
and get a name.
And provide that to Melissa would be.
Huh?
Nothing.
Too blatant. Sorry about that. Anyway,
Uh.
yeah, it was on the edge of my mind. I was like,
Is it always
"Ah."
this? Is it the trash can right there in the parking lot?
Yes.
Roger that. It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Just
they
really
do have a
sensitive.
sign at by the trash can that's
Battle Rock?
at
By the back parking lot.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
not Battle Rock, but well, I don't know about there, but there's one when you go down by the dock,
Mm.
and I know we had voted for signage, so it could be in the stuff.
Let's
frankly.
work. Let's something we can talk. Jot it down for Melissa to talk to.
Okay, do we
Okay.
get it?
Yeah.
All right,
And
cool.
When you have your Melissa meeting, jot that down. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Signage. In speaking of this stuff that's at Public Works, I would love to go and see what the stuff is.
Can
Go
we
over there
hold
tomorrow.
the 10C?
Go over there. I've seen it all.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
put
Thank
together.
you. Thank you.
Everything's assembled, just waiting to be installed.
so-
Tell them to put it.
Okay, well, I'll bring that up in a few minutes here. So Commissioner Frazier is not present, and so with that, concludes our commissioner reports. Item 10A, which is old business, grants, discussion / update. There are no current grants at this juncture, so
Oh, there's not?
not that I know of.
I thought we were talking about a CCD
That was due April 1.
workflow. Okay.
Those were
And
all
it was like
April.
gonna take some additional helps, and so that deadline is coming
Yeah,
on.
that was dependent on city administration, right?
Yeah.
And their
Yeah.
Well, that was it was no way to get it through when the timeline for that first one and that was just that first one. You know what I mean? There's other stuff we need to look at, and we'll like I said, we'll talk to
now
Melissa
it's
about
looking
it.
at some
Yes.
other options.
Other options, not just that
different
one.
deadlines.
There's tons more
Okay,
money that we
so
haven't,
that's what we
never
need to-
applied for.
That's what we need to be
That's
looking
what we
at.
need to,
Other
in
options.
this grants discussion updates is not being just looking at the one grant. There's hundreds of them that we never even
Yeah.
apply for. We
Right.
just need to find one that fits our needs. I guarantee you there's a grant out there that can replace our entire playground.
Oh,
I'm just,
boy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And if there's, because we still have money to match,
Mhm.
a 10% match, and we already have $25,000, 10% of, that's 200.
I think it's like 30,000
I'm just
now
saying, but you know what I
between
mean? At least
your
25 to 30,000,
Yeah.
But so even if we need a 10% match on some of the grants we do, we have money that is specifically just for the playground. So it's not like we're asking for the city to spend any of the city's funds. It's all been fundraised for this project. So that's something that hopefully we can look forward to with them.
Copy. 10B, Battle Rock access discussion / update. I kind of mentioned that earlier. And at this point, it's
I think my response to people would be like, help organize a fundraiser. I
right.
mean, that's the bottom line, right? Is if you want it fixed, we need to raise the money to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nothing.
And make sure, and unfortunately, it's a number of organizations that have to be involved in that. So
It seems like the organizations that need to be involved want to help, you know what I mean? Just been overwhelmed with,
Right.
the workload of being just thrown into, 3.5 years of backlog. That's what I'm saying. The grant, us trying to find a grant is probably the mega best way to get this done, accomplished quick. You know what I mean? And
with access.
not relying on the city per se. Besides, obviously administering the grant, you know what I mean? But like, if we go up to the city and be like, hey, we found this grant with this grant, can CCD work with us on this and actually bring in our concrete stuff,
Mhm.
we'll look at it.
10C, Public Works and Parks Equipment. So they have equipment over there, and would we like to have a time to go over and as commissioners, we have eyes on what's
You guys
there?
can go over whenever you guys want to.
For
Really?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
gear specifically, what are you referring to? Like
We have park benches that can be
we
placed.
told them.
We,
Do you want me to remind them?
No,
oh, you've told them where to put them?
Told them where we want all the gear, where we
Oh.
want all the tables and everything.
Isn't there some kind of like reader board slash
yeah, but
Yeah.
thing?
it's not enclosed.
It's not
Not
enclosed.
an enclosed one.
Yeah.
The one that we got delivered was not enclosed, so it was just like a pegboard.
So it's gonna take a little extra work to
You would have
get
to
it ready.
enclose it with plexiglass and all the other stuff.
Mm.
It didn't get, yeah, it was
Not quite what we need
it
for this
wasn't quite what we
environment.
need here on this coast.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why that has been said.
Well, then maybe I just have to stop by. I don't know, Clark, would that be of interest to stop by as well? Or
They're always
probably
there. If
got a
their
lot
trucks are
going on.
outside there, you can
Okay.
knock on, ring
Okay.
the
Well,
buzzer.
then
Yeah,
we'll
be the happy squeaky wheel.
try to hit them
Hey, let's
up
get these tables out.
within
Hey, let's get
business
these
hours
tables out.
then,
We
and
need more concrete slabs. I think that's the
I'll reach
holdup.
out to
They're
you,
probably
Clark,
waiting
on
for
that.
drier weather.
Just
Have a
waiting
good time.
to
Yeah.
be told again.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll reach out to you and
I'm close by.
find a good time. Okay, that takes care of that. We have item 10D as in Delta Horse Arena and replacing of, and with that, Commissioner Tidy, go for it.
So I reached out to Lily's Equine, reached out to me again, trying to get this accomplished. They have all the funding. They have the contractor, they have a bid, they have everything. They just want the approval to replace the horse arena fencing. They want to shorten it up a tiny bit because right now I think it's at 230 feet is what she said. They want to put it to the rodeo size, which is 200. They want to get rid of the corrals because they're really not needed. And when I've been to the last 4 events that they've had there with the horses, and all the horses are tied up usually to their trailers there in the parking lot area. They're not in those corrals at all. Um, that would seem like the consensus because I went to them just to figure this out. We've been trying to do this for a while.
Yeah.
She's going to send me again the new bid and everything else. That was something that we had tried to get this done with the previous administration while he was here, and it seemed like he just wanted to do a little more research, and that was just that gentleman himself really wanted to do more research on everything. I think if she's going to try to send it to me tonight, just so I'll have it, I'll send it off to you guys. But I want to bring it to council that this is our Parks Master Plan for 2027. There's $40,000 in the sense earmarked in future budget to replace that fence, and this would be done by completely non-funded by the city. So if we can, I would like to bring this up to the city council meeting that we're going to have in 2 weeks from
So
tonight.
moved.
So, but wait, we already approved this.
We did, but I'm
in
just saying,
previous minutes, so it's a moot
because of
point.
everything that's been going on.
Okay.
I would like,
We affirm by consensus that yes, the Lilies of the Field can
Lilies.
continue
continue
their advancement towards redoing.
redoing all the horse fence because it
Yep.
does need to be done, obviously.
Yep.
But, and I've also, and I just, and I've already talked to Public Works. I went over and talked to John Isidore yesterday head
Perfect.
of Public Works and asked his thoughts on it because he had talked about replacing a water line that is broke somewhere underneath it at one time. It's just a small irrigation line in a sense, just to put water over on that side where the pergola is.
Yeah.
So he said he has no problem with it whatsoever.
Okay.
And that from the city standpoint,
It's a huge win.
he has no problem. And it's a win because the city then doesn't have something dilapidated in the park and that we're not ultimately paying for by the city budget. And it's something that's on our Parks Master Plan that, like it or not, if a lot of councilors don't want to do it,
And it'll improve usership.
yeah.
By
exactly.
consensus, we're still on the same page
Yes.
that they continue with this.
Cool. That's
restoration.
all I really wanted to know because she
Boom.
had brought it up on a post online and I was like, hey, we haven't forgot about you at the next parks meeting. And that was supposed to be the last one, but we didn't have a meeting. So I want to make sure I got it brought up tonight to move forward and hopefully we can get it done by the summer, because
Yeah.
I know she wants to do a couple more things a year, like 2 things a year. There's also a
Perfect.
mini horse society that is at Abandon,
Cute.
and they actually are the people who harrow the field, the horse arena. But that's what they used to do. So they were really adamant about trying to do a little show there and stuff with mini horses. So I thought it'd be cool, especially if we get all the fencing up, and it could be a boom in the area. It's something to draw people in to actually
Oh
have
man,
a
when the
little.
kids are at school and the horse is over there and we can go over
It
and
is a really cool. It's a really
Yeah.
cool thing
It's
here.
so
Kids
dreamy.
dig it.
So dreamy.
Cool. All right.
The one note I would like to make is if we could, salvage whatever is good. Like I'm all about making sure that whatever is good doesn't.
We can talk to
get
her when
toasted.
yeah, a lot of it I don't think is, and I'm being serious, except for
Not-
brand new stuff they just put up last
Right.
year.
So
Yeah.
Besides that,
yeah.
no, I'm gonna tell you right now, even from no, none of that's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
very,
It's all
very
rotted out.
dilapidated.
All of
But
it. I mean, you walk some of that stuff. If you literally go over and really push on, you can see it bending. And
Oh, especially on that wet side.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. So the new
Cool.
stuff, sure, but the other stuff. So we're good to go.
yep, you by consensus have our continued
bring it up.
support of this endeavor.
I'll try to have it on the city
And-
council
Perfect.
on the 16th. I'll try to have it for that meeting so we can get it done this month. And that way they
Okay.
can move forward and try to get it done this summer. If they have the money and the contractor has the time, and they have the materials, they can bust it out. Cool.
Right on. New business. We didn't have anything under that section. 12A, citizens considerations.
Let me check the online meeting. No one's present.
Nobody to chime in online. So with that, and 12B, I do have one under for 12B commissioners considerations. In our the conversation with, between Melissa, City Administrator Melissa Ratcliffe, and myself, just mentioned the need for budget stuffs and financials for the Parks Commission. She's aware of that, and obviously, in this new role, there's a lot going on, but she knows that that is a need of ours, and will be greatly appreciated to have that.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Go ahead.
Wasn't there a point when Parks was going to be opening up its own account?
We did.
We did.
We're not. That got canceled.
It got canceled.
What account are we talking?
There was a separate account specifically for the playground.
It's
Oh.
it's in its own line item in the budget, but that account,
Uh-huh.
the CRN or whoever might have it, but from the city standpoint, there is no city account, separate account just for that one line item. It's in the city line. It's a line item in the city's coffer. You know what I mean? But it isn't a separate account per se.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that got brought up. Believe me, it was a big legal issue.
Oh, interesting.
Because of I don't want to be quoted, but it was almost like not the auditors, but the financial people said that no, you can't have it like that. It needs to be like this. So it was something
Okay, so
above my
Parks
pay
can't
grade.
have like its access to its own finances without going through city, say like these
No,
small
everything's
projects
right.
that we can
But
agree on.
it's still got to be
that are being
approved through
held
city.
up by
Yes.
city, like
That's what I'm saying. So-
streamline it.
Now,
But that can be on the consent. So hold on. So that can be on the consent calendar though too. So like on this meeting, I know if we put that on the consent calendar, we'll probably put it on a new budget item, a new line item for the city council meeting for being approved. But it's so simple that it might actually just go on the consent calendar since we're not paying anything. The city's not paying anything. It's all funded. We're just approving a contract and work. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
been
one idea though is many organizations have like a friends of,
Uh-huh.
and that is its own, typically a nonprofit that has its own board,
Mhm.
etc. But that then it stays completely out of.
I'm full up on nonprofits.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Then that's a
So
whole other board. we gotta
it
fill.
could, yeah, but
Oh yeah, I'm overflowing too. We all are.
You see what I'm saying? We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know we've tried to say that before. I feel way better than I've ever felt about this. Yeah, and with the previous administration, we had a lot of headway. I think with this new administration, with her background with children and everything else.
Yeah.
Once we literally take her, you know, I guarantee she's probably never been to the playground. We take her to the playground and be like, hey, would you allow your students at your previous school?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna schedule our meeting
And she
for
would
the
be
playground.
like, oh no, there's no way you allow
There
any
you go.
child whatsoever. It's, yeah, so I know we need to get this accomplished.
Commissioners' considerations, 12B. Commissioners, anything else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. Our future meeting is scheduled for Thursday, June 6th, right back here at the Keble Chambers. And with that, this meeting has been 50 minutes long, and it is 6:50, and we are adjourned.
Thank you for your patience, gentlemen.